by Forsberg. A good crew for this top 15 showdown between the Bruins and the Lady Vols. And we are underway. The 6'7" Lauren Betts back on the floor and wins the tip.
Yeah, this has been a gauntlet of a week for the Bruins, Elise. They were in Vegas for those 2 Players Era Championship games, and now here they are hosting a top 15 team.
Lauren Betts goes to work immediately with a deep post position. UCLA has won 2 in a row in this matchup with Tennessee. Before that, the Lady Vols had won 15 in a row against the Bruins. Talasia Cooper, the leading scorer, gets it poked away by Neepkins. Kiki Rice, a race to the cup. That one rimming off for Kiki Rice. Gets her own miss. Again comes away with the ball. Kicks it to Ledger Walker. Her 3-ball too strong. Ledger Walker with 20 points against Duke comes in hot, but couldn't make that first one. Lob down low to Betts. Working away, and they say she extended the elbow, trying to get position, and a personal foul on the offensive end for Betts.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for UCLA because Betts recognized the mismatch inside. Talasia Cooper at about 6 foot, 7 inches advantage there. And she does drop that elbow a little bit.
Lauren Betts missed the last game against Duke, a 30-point Bruin victory as Charlize Ledger Walker leads the Bruins and steals, gets another one, kicks it to the running Betts, too strong, and a foul called on the attempt. Nice job, Lauren Betts, running the floor.
Yeah, we talked to her a couple weeks ago, the first game of the season, her first week of the season, and she looked noticeably quicker to me. I think Corey Close told us she won almost every sprint in the off-season training. Only caveat being the guards have to do it with the ball in their hands, which makes sense. But Lauren Betts really quick up and down the floor this season.
Now that's impressive. You got one of the tallest players in the nation that's able to hang with the guards baseline to baseline, and her free throw shooting is dramatically better from a season ago. Lauren Betts almost 90% this season. Corey Close, her head coach, in her 15th season, loving the improvement from the line because Lauren Betts takes a lot of contact. This is the second, so splits a pair for the Bruins. Slicing into the lane, great move from Alyssa Latham.
Yeah, this is a Tennessee offense that is really going to spread you out. 4 players at all times on the perimeter. Latham takes advantage of that space.
And that first bucket allows them to set up their full court pressure. And already it's down to 15 on the shot clock. Betts sets the high screen, pull-up jumper for Ledger Walker, rattles out. And last touched by the Bruins, so Tennessee will have it. This is Nia Robertson, the 5'7" senior transfer in from SNU. She is a streaky shooter, and she can catch fire at any moment. Had 10 made threes. Was absolutely white hot, which is an SEC record, and we will go platoon substitutions for Kim Caldwell in her second season as the head coach at Tennessee. And this is normal. This is what she does.
Right, if this is your first time tuning into Tennessee this season or last, you're like, what's going on here? They will sub every 2 minutes or so.
Janiyah Barker working on her former teammate. Betts sends that one back. That happened in practice a lot last year. The two matched up. Barker had it from 3, but too strong. On the deck, good take, getting to the cup from Jada Sybil, the freshman. Barker winds up from it in the lane. She is an excellent offensive rebounder.
And that was just a lack of effort from UCLA, not boxing out. There were more white jerseys in the paint, but it was Barker who came up with the rebound.
Ledger Walker beat the initial trap, and then the pass to the open Betts sailed on her off her left hand.
And we talked about what does it mean to have Lauren Betts back in the lineup. Right there, just her presence at 6'7", setting her former teammate's shot back. You would think Janiyah Barker probably went up against that in practice all last season, but she needs a little reminder.
He was the Big Ten 6th player of the year. Another good defensive play for the Bruins. And Gabriela Jaquez makes the Vols pay with a 3-ball.
Gabriela coming off of her best scoring game of the season, had 23 in that win over Duke out in Vegas.
Looking to turn the corner as Sybil. Kiki Rice was with her. Barker's 3 rims out. And a fight inside the lane ends up in a personal foul against Tennessee.
Gabriela Jaquez, a player who makes an impact at both ends, just jumping the passing lane, and then player steps back, little through the legs, step back 3, and she was really the player, Elise, who set the tone in that blowout win over Duke, and that's what Corey Close is looking for today. When they lost to Texas a couple days ago, she said they punched first, so she's looking for her team to be the dictators here. Pretty good high energy start for the Bruins.
Jaquez, such a key for the Bruins. Good take, this one too strong with her left hand, trying to come back in. She was called for the out-of-bounds violation. But Jaquez improved by almost 4 points per game from a season ago.
She tried to save it there, but
has to establish both of those feet in. So Tennessee trailing by a bucket. Cooper lets it fly, and they have the lead. She can light it up to Lasia Cooper, the 6-foot redshirt guard.
We talked about the depth of this Tennessee team. They're going to go 10 deep or so, but Lasia Cooper, Janiyah Barker, those two are the premier scorers for this team.
Dugalich handles it at 6'4", breaks the press, and then Neekins breaks that defense all the way to the cup for 2.
And that's what UCLA wants to do. They worked on it in shoot-around this morning, attacking the backside of that zone, and that was Neekins, really aggressive on the take.
Cooper's 3 won't go. Good putback attempt by Z Spearman, the 6'4" senior. And her follow won't go. Kiki Rice on the move. Looks like she traveled, and yes, too many steps on the Euro, and the turnover will give it back to the Lady Vols. So high-paced action here from Los Angeles as Tennessee has traveled cross-country with their number 14 ranking. They're 5-1 this season, only lost to NC State game 1 of the season by 3 points. They've won 5 in a row. Barker all the way to the rim and count it. The foul against Betts. She goes for the block and instead gets a piece of the head.
Janiyah Barker looking comfortable in her former building, and you just see a little bit of a speed, explosiveness mismatch there. Janiyah Barker pulling Lauren Betts high out of that paint. And then that explosive first step, Betts trailing from behind, and that's Lauren Betts' second foul. So big moment of the game. She's already on the bench.
5:24 to go here in the first quarter. Mark it down. As Tennessee has a 2-point advantage after the 3-point play completed by Barker. Dugalich, easy as you please, 6'4", able to put the ball on the deck and score. Quick push by Tennessee. The leading scorer Cooper looking for Spearman, and they'll say she was held on the roll. Boy, great action back and forth. Also beat Connecticut last year. So really coming in her first year and turning a lot of heads nationally.
Yeah, she's just so motivated. We spoke to her earlier this weekend, and she said, I want to get this program back to national prominence. And for her standards, that means going to Final Fours every year. She said, I want my fans buying Final Four tickets in the middle of the season thinking that the Lady Vols are going to be there again.
Here's Jaquez off the press. Can't leave her open. Her second 3-ball is good.
And again, with so much pressure in the backcourt, UCLA looking to extend that press break and beat it on the backside. And they do it with the guards there. Jaquez off to a hot start.
Janiyah Barker dribbles that one off of her foot, goes into the backcourt for the turnover.
Corey Close looking for her team to come out aggressive in this game, to be the dictators. Solid ball pressure. We've already talked about Jaquez, the impact she makes on both ends of the floor. She's made her stamp early in this game.
UCLA has already forced 5 Tennessee turnovers. They've had 3 of their own. Gianna Neepkins, one of the best sharpshooters in the nation, gives way to Dugalich. Step back jumper, too strong. Ada Sybil, the freshman, has the rebound and will push. A lot of freshman faces for Tennessee. The #2 ranked recruiting class for 2025 coming in and making immediate impacts. One of them right here in Sybil. Tries to turn the corner, gets it jarred loose, and then the quick hands from Dugalich also gets the deflection.
Yeah, 5-member class for this freshman group. And Kim Caldwell has said, I don't bring in freshmen to sit on the bench and wait their turn. I think we've seen almost all 5 of them, maybe all 5, make a start this season. That's another interesting way that Kim Caldwell runs her program.
Yes. You start on your production from the last game. All of your stats basically divided by your turnovers, and whoever's the most effective gets the start.
Yeah, that's why in 7 games, the Lady Vols have had 7 different starting lineups.
Good job tracking down the miss from Denaya Prawl. Another one of those freshmen that we mentioned. A Canadian out of Toronto. This is Cooper. Excellent connection down low to Spearman for 2.
The Lady Vols taking advantage of Lauren Betts being on the bench right now with the 2 fouls. Spearman, nice screen and roll right into the lane.
Boy, Kiki Rice getting hounded by Talasia Cooper. Averages over 3 steals per game.
Yeah, this was beautiful 2-woman action. Didn't even have to really set the screen, almost slipped it there for Spearman. Not good coverage by UCLA. They didn't defend it well initially, and then the help was late. That got them a lot in that first loss against Texas earlier this week. They were just late on a couple things.
Spearman with a big 1-2. She is 6'4". Covered a lot of ground on that slip. Charlize Ledger-Walker into the lane. Count it. Beautiful move by Charlize Ledger-Walker.
Ledger-Walker, 2nd year in Westwood, but 1st year on the hardwood. And she's really starting to get confident and comfortable in this Bruins offense. She's a tough nose guard, ripping through, taking it through a couple defenders.
She was the best player at Washington State University. Her time there, went to the NCAA tournament 3 times in a row. She's out of Waikato, New Zealand. The trail 3 off the mark from Latham. Here's Kiki Rice. Into the lane, hesitates, now kicks it, and Jaquez had relocated. So the turnover as Tennessee was able to speed the Bruins up.
And that's where Kiki Rice needs to come to a jump stop in the lane. She went up on 1 foot and she was lost with nowhere to go. Come to a jump stop and kick it out to a teammate.
So 5 turnovers for Tennessee, 4 against the Bruins. Quick switch by Dugalich. She's taken Cooper, blows by her, but can't make it. And Cooper is down on the baseline. It is 5-on-4, and Tennessee's leader is in some pain. Somebody is open. Jaquez finds Kiki Rice. Feet set, 3-ball off the mark. And now onto the floor. Elena Bilic takes the offensive rebound and puts it in, but Janiyah Barker will head all the way down to the other end to check on her teammate, Talasia Cooper.
Cooper just now standing up for the first time since going down. Good sign that she is trying to walk it off. Let's take a look at this landing here. Oh yeah, side of that right ankle pretty much.
That just sends shivers up my spine, as anybody who's ever turned your ankle knows the pain. And she is going to head back into the locker room. You see on the top left of your screen, Talasia Cooper, a transfer from South Carolina. She has been a star for Tennessee. Last year averaged 16.6 points per game. The all-defensive team in the SEC, just a brilliant defender in taking the ball away from you, applies so much pressure And hopefully we can see her back after getting some attention in the locker room. Barker for three. The former Bruin putting it in from long range.
She created so much space with that jab step, only shooting 26% from three on the season, but gets that one to fall through.
Barker already at 8 points in her return to Westwood. Quick ball movement. Rice has a good look, knocks it down.
That's the beauty of Charlize Ledger-Walker in the point guard spot. Just such a smart, high IQ player. That quick, almost touch pass over to Rice.
The Bruins now with a 6-point advantage. Dugulic builds a wall. And in the defensive board, Jaquez lets it fly and is hit in the act of shooting. She's going to have 3 free throws. I believe it was Barker.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at the replay because Barker is holding her eye. Let's see if Barker maybe caught some contact here. Clearly a foul. I mean, goes right into the shooter. Did Barker get an inadvertent finger to the eye? But that's like #1 on the list of things that coaches don't want to see their players do, is foul a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, Barker just trying to make sure she got into the vision of Jaquez, but you get a closeout like that that's reckless. You could also get it upgraded when you're flying out and the shooter's already left their feet. Jaquez sinks the first 2 of 3 free throws. And a good start for Gabriela Jaquez. 8 points to lead all Bruins. Scores now make it 9. The 6-foot senior. All gas Gabs is her nickname. She goes hard all the time. It's a 16-5 UCLA run over the last 4 minutes. Final minute of the first frame. Tennessee's leading scorer in the locker room. Oh, and they needed that. And a 3-ball from the true freshie. Mia Paldo knocks it in.
Yeah, Mia Paldo, her and her twin sister in the lineup. Paldo, a New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year.
Ledger-Walker looks for the answer, too strong. Now 2-on-1, good push. Woo! And a nice move, but won't drop for Denaya Prawl.
That's too bad, because that was a gorgeous Euro.
And now, quick pace, Rice right back. Jersey Wolfenbarger gets a lot of ball, but I think on the follow-through, it's Kiki Rice, and the foul will go against Jersey.
And the only thing here, Elise, I like the aggression from Rice, but they could have held it for the final shot of this quarter. So Rice will go to the free throw line, but if she makes it or Tennessee rebounds it, Tennessee will have the chance to close out the quarter.
Wolfenbarger clearly on the wrist of Kiki Rice, and that is her second personal, so she's going to have to take a seat. Tennessee just sends waves of players at you, but already without Cooper, she's in the locker room, and now Wolfenbarger is going to have to see some time on the bench with the 2 fouls here in the first quarter.
And on the UCLA side, they've played about 5 minutes without Lauren Betts, who has the 2 fouls.
She got her second foul at the 5:24 mark, but UCLA has pushed ahead with this 8-point lead. Tennessee would love to get the last look here and pull even closer. Barker, gets it at the buzzer. Janiyah Barker, what in the building? So a good first quarter on the road for Tennessee against the 3rd-ranked Bruins. Barker, wow. She is absolutely feeling it, folks. Watch out. She's up to 14 points now. She's already hit 3 threes.
Her former coach, Corey Close, just threw her hands in the air. Barker shooting 26% from deep coming into this game. She's loving the nets.
Well, I asked her before the game, what's your mindset? And she said, there's going to be some emotions for sure. And she has channeled those. The answer 3-ball from Gianna Neepkins, one of the best shooters in the nation.
Yeah, Lauren Betts back in the game with the 2 fouls. She immediately draws 3 defenders, looks opposite to one of the best 3-point shooters in the country in Neepkins.
Handling the ball is the freshman Paldo. Mid-range jumper rattles out. Dugulic snags the board. And good to see Talasia Cooper back on the floor for Tennessee. Number 55 turned her ankle, went to the locker room, and is back. This is Cooper right here. 16 points per game, over 3 steals per game. Pulls the 3. Too strong. Kiki Rice soars in for the rebound. The freshman, Bilic, already has a bucket in the scorebook. Her shot off target. Cooper has been in double figures every game this season, guarded closely by Rice. Pulling it from deep. That is Caldo, too strong.
I thought that was a possession where Tennessee could have been a little more aggressive. They pulled all 5 players out. They had the whole painted area, but they love to shoot that 3. They take about 35 a game. Kiki Rice, strong take on that left side.
And really good decision from Rice. She was double teamed in the backcourt, got it ahead, and the give and go was wide open. Rice up to 7 points now in her 11 minutes. She's also got 6 rebounds for the Bruins. The red-hot Barker getting hounded by Angela Dugalich, now passes her off to Betts. Sybil, the freshman, cans it from long range. Jada Sybil.
You see the presence of Cooper back on the floor. She was in control of that ball, and the steal for the Vols.
Barker rips it and then gets challenged by Dugalich, cannot finish. It's not often when you have 6'4" flying at you, and Janiyah Barker at 6'4" could not quite finish it.
And the UCLA guards, you have to be prepared to be strong with the ball on every single possession. They know that this full court press is coming. Kiki Rice loose with the ball, bringing it up. If you come to a stop, you better be in a triple threat. You better be ready to step through a trap, and your teammates have to come meet the ball, but that was just too soft for Kiki Rice. Corey Close knows she has veteran guards. She wasn't overly concerned with them handling this pressure, but you have to be if that's how you're going to approach it.
Both teams with 5 turnovers. Contact in the lane, no whistle. Spearman able to roll that home. Defender falls down. It's Spearman quickly up on her feet. Neepkins had a notion. Puts it on the deck, and now it's swung to the corner. Jaquez, boy, she is just on fire recently. 23 points in the win against Duke, and she is red hot here to start. That is her 3rd 3 on 3 attempts. A foul on the other end.
Yeah, this was really nice ball movement. Kiki Rice that time drawing multiple defenders, zipping that pass across court. And Elise, honestly, that was open because so much attention is on Lauren Betts on the interior. So that's why we talk about maybe her scoring numbers are a little bit down from what they were last year. But that's because 2 or 3 people are focused on where she is. And that's why Gabriela Jaquez was wide open in that corner. Really nice find from Kiki Rice.
Well, I think UCLA is going to be a more consistent 3-point shooting team than a year ago. So when Lauren Betts is getting double and triple teamed, Gianna Neepkins, absolutely one of the best shooters in the nation. Charlize Ledger-Walker can light it up from deep. She's coming off a 20-point game against Duke. She had 5 threes in that game. And then I also think with the improvement of Gabriela Jaquez, she is just dialed in right now from long range.
Yeah, she's coming into this game career high 41% on the season. That may be ticking up today. She's 3 for 3.
The Bruins break the pressure. Betts was open, couldn't find her. Jaquez takes the miss and puts it back in.
Corey Close told us earlier this season they actually held a pro day with WNBA scouts. Jaquez opening a lot of eyes at the next level, and we're seeing why today. She's been an impact on both ends.
And she's up to 14 points on just 4 for 5 shooting. Betts contests.
Betts has got to be careful there with the 2 fouls. She was close to maybe being whistled for her third on a 3-point attempt.
And what a shot by Brawl, who gets it over the outstretched arms of 6'7" Betts and nails it.
Uh-oh.
Here's Betts. Barker takes a tumble, no whistle, and Cooper will push.
Yeah, that could have been the 3rd foul as well.
Here's Prawl. Good ball movement, kicks it to the lefty Boyd, and she drains it.
Anyone in an orange jersey is going to launch up that 3. We talked about they take about 35 per game. They are comfortable with anybody shooting it.
Jaquez, gets denied. What a block. Impressive from Latham.
This is a Tennessee team with a ton of length across the floor, on the perimeter. Alyssa Latham times it perfectly, sets her body up perfectly so that she's not anywhere near to being called for a foul. We got a veteran crew here, patient on the no whistle.
Now Tennessee is in this ball game because they are knocking down 3 balls. 8 made threes on 16 attempts. And their defense has been disruptive. Jaquez one-on-one. Good move. Jaquez continues her hot start. Now 16 points in the first half. Cooper bit out of control. Betts with the steal. Neatkins running up ahead. The whistle blows.
Lauren Betts looks exhausted. She's not used to jumping passing lanes.
And Marks before the game, she's out here taking a look at all the outstanding talent between these 2 teams. And as you mentioned with Jaquez, she's a former McDonald's All-American. She's a player that has just done whatever she's been asked to do. And right now, she's been asked to score the basketball in this game, and she is up to 16 points.
And she's more of a rarity in this day and age. She's been a Bruin for her entire career. So is Kiki Rice. They've got a nice core that has been here for a while.
Good possession defensively by the Bruins. Betts clears the board. This is Jaquez right here. Bounce pass down to Dugalich. A lot of bodies and a good decision to pull it out.
You want to take advantage of that triple team by passing out of it a little quicker. Try to find an open person on that second pass.
Open person is Jaquez. Watch out, 4 for 4 from the 3-point line today.
Her
19 points.
Her season high was 23 in the last game against Duke. She's awfully close to that number here in the first half.
Oh, Betts not getting that one over the top of last year's Defensive Player of the Year. Cooper step back, left it short. Betts collects. Charlize Ledger-Walker, 2 feet in the paint. It's Jaquez. Oh!
Heat check.
Her first miss from deep, 4 for 5 and 6 of 9 overall. Cooper, over the head pass to Paldo, the freshman. First shot off the front rim. Charlize Ledger-Walker. Inside to Betts, single coverage right now. Little arm in the back of Betts, and it is called as a little too much arm in the back of Betts. There is foul trouble on both sides. It'll be interesting to see how this plays a part. Nobody with more than 2 personals, but that's 2 on Spearman for Tennessee, 2 on Robertson for Tennessee, as well as Wolfenbarger. But for UCLA, also foul trouble. Betts missed most of the first quarter. She's got 2 personals. Neatkins has 2 personals, and so does Rice.
Yeah, Corey Close, a bit of a gamble here. I think Lauren Betts has played the entire second quarter. She's yet to pick up that third.
Beautiful pass, and the weak side defense there. Great job by Boyd to rotate over. She's on the move. Kicks it to Cooper, reverse. No, that was a good job by Billich, getting her hand up to force a tough angle. Ledger-Walker was a little curly kneel of the Globetrotters, falls down, gets up, still has possession.
That's skill right there.
Now looking for Dugalich. And that one is off the mark, but the foul is drawn. She'll head to the line.
Tennessee, known for their defense. And this was Kanaya Boyd, a sophomore, just 5'9", coming over from the backside and blocking Betts. And then nice two-woman game there. It's been really fun to watch Charlize Ledger-Walker get comfortable in this UCLA offense. She's keeping her eyes up. She's leading teammates on the passes.
So coming up on the Ram Trucks halftime report, I am sure we're going to dive into Gabriela Jaquez. My goodness, 19 points. And we'll give you all the first half highlights and analysis. A busy week of women's college basketball. Connecticut with a 50-plus point victory today against Xavier. That was earlier on FS1. Things heating up. But we have a 6-point game here on the Bruins home floor, Poly Pavilion in Westwood. Tennessee has come out and played well. Their only loss of the season was a 3-point loss to NC State in the first game of the season. Barker with 14 points, takes the screen, turns the corner, throws it up, no good, tipped around. Sybil comes away with it. Here's Cooper, hesitation, gets to the lane. My goodness, that was gorgeous.
UCLA's perimeter defense has been strong, but that time Cooper says, forget the passing. I'm going to take it one-on-one, and gets Jaquez on skates a little bit.
Great entry feed from Jaquez, and Betts points her away after the bucket.
Betts does such a good job of positioning herself. That time, notice the defender on the top side walks up a little bit to create some space for that lob over the top.
Here's Cooper again, slicing through the defense, but can't get it to go. 3-on-2, Rice to the running Betts, reverses field, but it won't go. Betts with another rebound. Or excuse me, Rice with another rebound. She is up to 7 boards here in the first half. This is the point guard, folks.
I thought Kiki may be a little too unselfish there. I thought she could have pulled up. That is really her sweet spot, that middle of the paint area. There were a couple defenders waiting on the pass. Maybe that one where you pull up.
Baseline out of bounds play executed perfectly, and Dugalich gets the bucket. Barker says, why not? That went all the way down. Battles out. Barker can't believe that. She's already made 3 threes in this game. Now 3 for 6 from long range.
Good effort there by Tennessee to keep that possession alive.
They trail by 8. UCLA's largest lead is 9, and a collision in the lane. And that'll be against Janiyah Barker. That is her 2nd personal. So joining quite a few teammates in that 2 personal category.
You know, Janiyah Barker wouldn't be denied trying to go up with it, but then maybe a little frustration coming over the top on that backside. And as you mentioned, we've got a lot of players now with 2 fouls on both sides.
Yeah, that's the one for Janiyah Barker that she cannot afford, because there's 30 seconds left in this first half. She's been way too important here in this game. Ledger-Walker hounded by the press of the Volunteers. They get it across the timeline. She's all the way in the lane, hesitates, slows down, and throws the timing off on the defense.
I think she's so used to passing. She was like, wait, I'm wide open. Let me go up with this thing.
A 10-point UCLA lead. Oh, the big block by Village. There's time. Neekins off the front rim. Poly Pavilion last year to break that long Gamecocks winning streak. Underway, half number 2 here in Westwood. A lot of players with 2 personals, nobody with 3, and immediately they go inside the lane to Z Spearman for the 2.
And that's just what I'm looking for, because UCLA is overplaying. They're pushing players out on the perimeter. That's going to create space in the lane. Spearman wasn't even looking on that pass. I don't know how they pulled that one off.
One-on-one, Betts working on Spearman, and she makes it look easy with the offhand.
It's not often she gets one-on-one coverage, but she recognized it, quickly made her move on that one.
Betts does not come out to contest Spearman, but the 3 ball off the rim.
Lauren Betts, only 5 points in the first half, but you see on that one, no second defender, no third defender comes over. That's kind of surprising for Lauren Betts if she takes advantage, starting to go middle and then pulling it back to that right side.
Going to be a sigh of relief for Betts. Turn around over the shoulder, nobody's there. Here's Spearman. That's a beautiful putback in traffic.
Strong start for her. We mentioned Janiah Barker, 14 points in the first half. Nobody else more than 5. Spearman attacking that rim early to start the second half.
Spearman is athletic at 6'4". Defensively now against Lauren on the right side, and Betts' shot won't go. Here's Cooper. Tennessee would love to get her going. And she goes up and down with it for the walk. And we have a fantastic officiating crew here today. Brenda Pantoa, Gina Cross, Mai Forsberg, all 3 of them have refed Final Fours, national championship games. You know, it's a big game when those 3 are here.
And that was paying attention to the scout from UCLA. Ledger Walker coming over from that weak side to trap and catch Cooper off guard, force her into the turnover.
Wide open, Charlize Ledger Walker has all day, puts her hands up, jumps up and down, finally gets it and puts it in.
Tennessee, a lot of pressure on the trap, the double team. They lost sight of the Bruins going down the floor.
Boyd too strong on the 3 attempt. Robertson trying to look inside, and it's taken away. Jaquez up ahead to Kiki Rice. Betts, space down low, no double team coming. Now it comes late, Betts inside. And the volunteer defense swallows that attempt up.
And that's one to kick it out for Lauren Betts. As soon as she put it on the floor, they sent multiple defenders. She didn't have anywhere to go. That's one where you want to find a teammate. Someone's got to be open.
Janiah Barker gets it in the lane and is fouled. And she will head to the line for a pair. So 4 different Bruins with 2 personals. Rice, Ledger Walker, Meekins, and Betts. And Barker with 14 first half points. Heads to the line and hits the first. Barker, the 6'4" senior, started her career at Texas A&M, a couple of years there, was here with UCLA last year. Cut the nets down with UCLA to head to the Final Four. Averaged 7.5 points a game and 6 rebounds. She has doubled that production here in her senior season, 15 points per game for the Vols.
Yeah, we talked to her former coach, Corey Close, who said this is a really perfect fit for her. Kim Caldwell's system. She was happy for her former player.
Nice job taking her time on the baseline jumper from Dugalich. Rice with the assist.
And that's what UCLA wants to do, be aggressive against that press break, find the release on the backside. Better decision that time from Rice, coming to that 2-foot jump stop. First half, she left her feet and had a turnover or 2.
This is Prahl, the freshman, working on Dugalich. Squeezes the shot off, but not enough on it. Dugalich handles the pressure. Kiki Rice has numbers. Jail dribble, but can't finish. Jaquez down low. The athleticism of Tennessee making a difference on that possession. Robertson takes off baseline, tries to swing it. Ledger Walker has it and smartly just kicks it ahead. Jaquez all alone. And Jaquez now with 21 points. Her season high was 23 in that big win over
UCLA has come out with extreme pressure really throughout the game, and even here to start this second half, they have already forced Tennessee into 3 turnovers.
And another one there, the double team to Barker. Ledger Walker, head always up. Lob down low into Gugalic, but on the mismatch, pretty smart play there from Mia Paldo, the 5'6" freshman.
And UCLA's defense is really what carried them to that Final Four last season. You see 5 players all on the same page with how they're defending it, and Tennessee a little rattled now.
Baseline out of bounds. Kiki Rice had a pretty good look in the lane, wouldn't drop. This time the Bruins will start with the 4 low. And another whistle away from the ball. That one against Janiyah Barker. That is her 3rd personal, which gets a loud cheer from the Bruin faithful. Barker with 16 points, 3 made threes. She has been the catalyst, the former Bruin. We'll get platoon substitutions on for the Vols.
Let's take a look at this. It certainly looks like players got tangled up, but Barker may have initiated that. Oh, seeing that angle, I mean, it's definitely a collision. But Barker goes to the bench, and it was a full hockey line change for Kim Caldwell. 5 in, 5 out, 5 in.
Let's see how long she leaves Barker over there. She can come and retrieve this here on the out of bounds. Neepkins does. And there is 15 now on the shot clock. Ledger Walker to the nail, looks inside, no look outside to Neepkins. That was gorgeous.
And that's Ledger Walker being 1 step ahead of everyone else on the floor. She was determined to get to her spot, knowing that that was going to suck in the defense and open things up for Neepkins. Wow.
Largest lead of the game, and until it's not, the 3 ball by Robertson cuts it to 12. And Robertson, a player you have to keep your eye on. 10 made threes in her last game, 32 points. She's been quiet. Jaquez all the way to the rim on the push.
UCLA with the response. They have really done a nice job of breaking that full court pressure.
Watch out. Back to back by Robertson.
She was scoreless in the first half after a career high 32 in the previous game from those 10 threes you mentioned. There's back to back.
I mean, she was unconscious in that game. Here's Rice. Gets to that mid-range, so good in that area, and knocks it in.
Those 2 can help this team get back to a Final Four and maybe beyond.
I've always thought an assist on a 3 should be worth 1.5 assists, right? She
I like that argument.
She assists inside for 2, but she goes to Neepkins for 3.
Just like, should you get an assist if your pass leads to a made free throw or 2?
I 100% agree with that. Here's Ledger Walker, calls her own number, rattles out. Fight for the rebound, last touched by UCLA. Ledger Walker, a little frustration there, slamming her hands together. She wanted that 3 ball. She's got 7 assists, 1 turnover, a brilliant floor game, 6 points to go along with it.
And what's crazy is in her 4 seasons at Washington State was a tremendous scorer as well, 1,700 plus points, but you could tell she's really settled into being a pass-first distributor on this UCLA team, although she can still fill it up as well.
Well, I think she loves the fact that she doesn't have to be the first, second, and third option, that she can really just make the right read on every play. She's been really stellar for the Bruins and coming on strong. Every time she gets the deflection. Played with her sister at Washington State, and her mom, an outstanding player with the New Zealand national team as well. The basketball family. Last touched by the Bruins. Tennessee will have it with 20 on the shot clock.
It's always fun to just hear a New Zealand accent as well. We talked to Charlize a couple weeks ago, and they refer to her as a Kiwi in the game notes.
I told her she's lost that accent. I think the California has gotten in here. She's been down at UCLA now for 2 seasons, but she said, "What? Don't tell me that." I said, I won't. She is a great mind for the game, though. Last year when she was hurt, tore her ACL, actually here in Pauley Pavilion, January 28th, a year and a half ago. Well, almost 2 years ago now. That sat out last year, and she was a coach on the bench. She'd take the clipboard, and Corey Close said she's brilliant. There's no doubt she could be a coach in her future. Robertson penetrates into the lane, looking to hit Spearman instead. That sails on her. UCLA will take the turnover.
And how about the perimeter pressure from UCLA? Active hands, they're moving quickly. They're taking away driving lanes. This is the defensive pressure that Corey Close was looking for.
Betts sets a screen on Sybil. She goes to the ground. Ledger Walker trying to hit the rolling Betts. And the Volunteers able to break that play up, but it will be UCLA basketball underneath. Lauren Betts today, 7 points in her return, 3 rebounds. Missed a good chunk of the first quarter with a couple of fouls. Neebkins, wide open corner, won't drop. Sybil, the freshman, grabs the board. And turnover as Sybil's pass just at the feet. And it kicks over for the over and back.
And the pressure strikes again. You said it earlier, this is typically what Tennessee does to other teams. They force 24 turnovers per game, but it's been UCLA winning that battle. They have now forced 12 Lady Vol turnovers, and maybe the most impressive stat of the game, UCLA only has 6 turnovers.
Jaquez, the sea parted, and she just put the pedal down. Draws a couple of shots at the foul line. That is on Jersey Wolfenbarger. That is her 3rd personal. She has been limited due to foul trouble today.
Jaquez has just kept her foot on the gas. That's why they call her all gas Gabs. I mean, not let up. She's been aggressive in her scoring. That time on the dribble handoff, a little bit of a hesitation, got the defender to stand up, and she just had a direct line to the rim.
Now looking to knock this free throw in for a new season high, and she does. 24 points, coming off that 23-point effort in the blowout win over Duke.
WNBA draft stock, looking good, rising up.
Cooper, gorgeous shot, kind of hooked it up off of the window and in.
Yeah, that is a tough finish. They've defended her well, just her 7 points. She averages about 16, but tough finish over the top of the defense.
Spearman leaning on Betts. She tries to lean back, drags that pivot foot. Good physical defense by Spearman.
Corey Close speaking to the official on the sideline, maybe looking for a foul call, but I think recognition, something that Lauren Betts can continue to just improve at when she's trying to get to that other side, but there's really no path. Maybe you spin back, maybe you kick it out and repost and get it right back.
So the versatile redshirt junior Cooper, ball in her hands for Tennessee, working on Jaquez, gets into the lane. Jaquez disrupts enough, forces the miss, and now Ledger Walker with the quick hands. 2-on-2, hesitates, and now kicks it out. Neebkins is waiting money.
That was one of the cleanest threes I've ever seen. I don't know if we can see a replay of that. The net was completely still. It didn't budge. That's how on target Gianna Neebkin's shot was, and who had the assist? Again, the great decision, Charlize Ledger Walker.
That is her 8th dime, a season high with UCLA, and she's on the run again. Neebkins, oh, Ledger Walker thought she was gonna go to the hoop. She circled out, now she's got it. Kicks it to the corner, Jaquez!
Turn it up.
Another she'll spot up out here and she'll find me.
And this is a dangerous team when they get that defense to offense going. And at least I'm thinking back to a couple days ago when they got gut punched by Texas. Corey Close said maybe we needed that. It certainly looks like they have responded well in the game after, and now this game as well. A gauntlet of a week, 3 games in just a matter of a couple days.
Now, there is no question that UCLA has been tested. They faced number 6 Oklahoma back November 10th, got a 73-59 win. They beat North Carolina by 18. They faced off against Texas, dropped behind by 20 points at halftime, roared back in the second half, pulled it within 4. And then Texas, give them credit, boy, they were just fantastic in that game. Rory Harmon and Madison Booker. They beat Duke, and then this top 15 matchup with Tennessee. They have been tested early in this season. Swing pass, Neefkins ready, knocks it in. 10 assists for Ledger Walker, and another 3-ball by Neefkins. That is her 4th.
You have to know that scouting report. Gianna Neefkins shot 45% from deep last season. She's had similar numbers this year. You cannot leave her all alone on an island behind the 3-point line.
And another turnover force, 3-on-1. Rice drops it to Ledger Walker. Her shot is short. Rice follows it up. Kiki Rice with 10 rebounds.
And we're in LA. I was at the ocean the other day. This is like a big wave that just keeps on hitting you. UCLA's got it going on both ends right now.
Rice with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Ooh, that one was nothing but net. Nia Robertson. She says, I can shoot it too.
Yeah, she has to stay aggressive. She made 10 threes in the last game. She's got to keep hunting her looks.
She is 3 for 4 from long range this afternoon. Rice, shot and game clock winding down off the mark. But what a third quarter for the Bruins. They outscored Tennessee.
She had only 4 points. She has come out with a different mentality, a versatile scorer. And she has been a big part of this third quarter wave that UCLA put on 27 points for them in that 10-minute frame.
Now UCLA on pace for 100. 26 points in the first, 23 in the second. You mentioned 27 points in the third as Betts gets tangled up down low. Probably a good foul by Spearman as Betts was about ready to shoot from point-blank range before she was taken down.
We have to acknowledge the young lady who was sitting next to her on the bench. Those two getting a well-deserved break. Shout out to this cleaning crew really going hard right now. Charlize Ledger Walker, 10 assists. He's still going. Okay, he's covering ground. 10 assists and 1 turnover for Ledger Walker.
Neefkins coming around the Betts screen. Now she kicks it inside. Barker, great anticipation. She faked like she was going to double and then got back.
Good anticipation, completely broke up that pass.
Cooper from long range, off the mark, and has it back. Cooper with 7 points today, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, just hasn't found her form from long range. She is 1 of 6. Robertson has been good from deep and now inside the paint. She's got 3 long balls and now looking for the 3-point play.
Robertson has stayed aggressive. They're denying her heavily on the perimeter because of her 3-point prowess, but she comes around that screen, defender on the backside. Really strong pull-up game. Nia Robertson, first season as a Lady Vol, started at the mid-major level at George Washington and then at SMU last year, all ACC second team.
And she averaged over 18 points per game last year at SMU.
And I saw when she was at George Washington, she was like all A-10 third team, putting up crazy numbers. I don't blame her for wanting to move on after not getting that recognition.
Well, she's shot selection sometimes for Robertson as the two get tangled up and Neefkins gets called for the moving screen. Robertson in Hollywood says, you bet. I'll take that call.
A couple more months until Oscar season, but get those nominations in.
Kiki Rice down low, and the mismatch. Barker takes advantage. Well done on the steal.
Yeah, UCLA has to be careful here. They can't have any lapses. It's been Tennessee who's struck first here to start the fourth quarter.
A 5-0 Tennessee run to start the final frame. Betts sets the pick for Neepkin, swirls in and taken away. Prawl with the steal. Inside, and she'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Fourth. Yeah, Candace has to like how the Lady Vols have come out to start this fourth quarter. It's kind of what we were waiting to see from the Lady Vols. The style they play, defense to offense, really disruptive on the defensive end, and then they've been running it back, trying to get those fast break points going. And Corey Close had to call a timeout. These aren't the lapses you want to see from your group after a really strong three quarters.
Prawl completes the three-point play, and it is down to a 12-point UCLA lead. Plenty of time here. Dugalich goes strong, gets fouled in the act. I'll go against Latham. So Neepkins has 3 fouls. She picked up that third in the collision in the backcourt. Barker has 3, Spearman has 3, and Wolfenberger has 3 for Tennessee. So 3 different Lady Vols in the danger zone here in the fourth quarter. Angela Dugalich too strong on the first attempt. A 6'4", 6-year senior out of Des Plaines, Illinois. She is a dual citizen, part of the Serbian national team for years. Missed some time last year with the Bruins due to that commitment to her Serbian national team. 3 ball. That one no good off the back rim from Spearman.
Those were 2 big misses at the line for Dugalich. UCLA has been very good from the free throw line to start the season.
Oh,
got him.
The rope-a-dope all of a sudden. Look here, Cooper fakes out the defense, and it's a 10-point lead, 8 to go.
Buckle up. Lady Vols can get back in a hurry at the pace they play.
The crowd a little restless, some murmuring. Betts takes her time, single covered, kicks it out. Now Dugalich on the other block. Sizing up Barker, goes at her former teammate and scores with a left.
Pretty well defended by Barker, staying vertical, but Dugalich wins that battle. High release point off the glass.
A smart play as Barker has those 3 personals and has to be careful. Spearman now working on Dugalich on the other end, leaves it short. Jaquez off and running. Rice ahead. Jaquez calls her own number and gets it to go.
She has been so good. 1 point off of her career high now. She's up to 29. I thought maybe she could have gone to Rice there, but she kept it. Strong take to the left side.
Cooper in the lane, kicks it out quickly. Circling in, but off the mark. Latham couldn't get it to drop. Tennessee getting back in a hurry defensively, so UCLA is going to have to set up. Nearly taken away, and it is last touched by Jaquez, so good pressure to force the turnover.
This was a possession where she had more success, kind of faked like she was going to go middle, back to the left side. But then on the ensuing possession, just weak with the ball, tries to basically put it right in front of Talasia Cooper, who's one of the best defenders in the country. She averages almost 4 steals per game.
I would want Cooper nowhere near me. Her hands, with her length at 6 feet, and she had 7 steals in the last game. Nearly a quadruple double. Ledger Walker says, I can take it away as well. Into the lane. That one slipped out of her fingertips. Kiki Rice goes and gets it, spins, and it's in. Tennessee pushing quickly. They cannot waste any time here. The 6-minute mark. Down by double digits and denied by Dugalich.
Angela Dugalich, such an asset on both ends for UCLA. At 6'4", she switches onto the guard and then trailing the play, kind of knowing what she was going to do that whole time against the much smaller Nia Robertson, 5'7".
Dugalich able to laterally move with guards at 6'4", and that's why she was able to maintain position, not pick up a foul. Very athletic. Oh, and there she gets the rip. And look at her go, 6'4", ahead, gets it back. That is beautiful.
And that's momentum plays for UCLA to get the crowd back into it, to get their energy back up after Tennessee has been the aggressor here in the fourth quarter.
And how about 12 assists now for Ledger Walker? Just knowing Dugalich did all the work and gets it back to her. An answer from Barker. A former Bruin has put together a solid game. She is up to 18, will make it 20 points with that bucket. Rice, straight line to the rim.
Kiki Rice saw the light at the end of the tunnel, kept her dribble alive, and all the defenders went elsewhere. Easy two for Kiki.
Cooper crossed up Rice, and she tips it away to disrupt.
Corey Close tracks passion plays for her team. I would have to think a couple of these are in that category. Dugalich, defense to offense, give and go action. Charlize Ledger Walker. And then Kiki Rice, that is smooth. Nice recognition. Her decision making has been really good since a couple of miscues early in the game.
It was a 7-0 run to start this quarter by Tennessee, now a 14-1 run until that bucket by Barker. And she continues to add on to her team high totals. Barker's got 22, came in averaging 15. Ledger Walker all the way into the lane, takes contact. And Charlize with 11 assists will head to the line to try to add on to her 6-point total in the scoring column.
This is now a couple of recent possessions where Tennessee has gotten lackadaisical on the backside of that defense. They're putting a lot of pressure in the backcourt, but then they've allowed these UCLA guards to kind of just walk to the rim. As we take a look at these assist numbers, 23 as a team on 32 field goals, 11 of them coming from Ledger Walker.
Did she not get an assist on that last play?
To give and go, she should have, right?
I thought she had 11 assists before that. I could stand corrected.
Look at the tape.
She's had so many assists, I've lost count. That's a good thing to have. Spearman inside the lane, rises over the top for two.
She's a real problem on the interior. I'd like to see Tennessee get to that more often. I mean, she's crafty, she can finish with both hands. I'd like to see them get it into her more.
She is springing. She got off the floor in a hurry. Her second year at Tennessee, spent a couple of years at Miami.
Average double figures. It's a team where all 6 of those players have a 20-point game this season. This is the culture of UCLA. They don't care who has the points on a given night. Dugalich, what a big fourth quarter she's having.
Yeah, she has really been strong down the stretch. 16.6 boards for Dugalich. As the defense again is disruptive for the Bruins. 89 points for UCLA against this Tennessee defense that flies around and can cause so many problems. Spearman spinning, but out of control at the shot clock buzzer. She was just trying to squeeze something off. And it will be a shot clock violation. Credit the Bruin D.
Yeah, it was well defended again by Angela Dugalich. We've been saying her name over and over again. She's a real asset at the 4 position. When you have Betts at 6'7", her at 6'4", bigger lineup on the floor at the same time. It's a really strong 1-2 punch on the interior.
Well, we mentioned the WNBA scouts and the presence. Angela Dugalich at 6'4", the way she defends. She reminds me of Alana Smith, who plays with the Minnesota Lynx. At 6'4", she can hit the 3. She's at 35%. She can guard. Of course, Alana Smith's your Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBA. Oh boy, there's Kiki Rice, up and under. Beautiful reverse for the senior.
And Elise, Lauren Betts, maybe she will get an assist. If she doesn't, it should be an honorary one because she opens up that backside for cuts for her teammates.
Here's Jaquez maintaining control. Quick pass ahead to Neepkins, who finishes.
So many weapons for this Bruins team. If it's not one, it's another.
Bruins just have been unstoppable offensively. 93 points on the board. Kiki Rice, speaking of board, she's got a career-high 12 of them. There's just multiple Bruins filling up the stat sheets in all kind of categories.
Yeah, Kiki Rice has really stepped up her rebounding this season. She's averaging career highs in both scoring and rebounding, and we now have 4 Bruins with at least 15 points. Lauren Betts is not one of them.
Taken away by the Lady Vols. Stopping is Robertson. She has been hot from long range. That one, an air ball. She'll turn and head the other way. 12 points for her, 3 of 5 from deep. She's been very efficient tonight for the Lady Vols. So Jaquez sitting on a career high, just 1 point short. She's getting a breather right now with the 29 points. Betts with 7 points, 4 rebounds. Kiki Rice adds on another bucket. She has been great, working on that double-double, 12 rebounds to go with 19 points. Barker down low. She draws the foul.
And this was perfect screen and roll execution. Lauren Betts setting a real solid one. Kiki Rice able to create the separation. Gabriela Jaquez could be upset. She could be like, put me on the floor so I can get my career high. But that's the unselfishness of this group cheering on her teammates. A lot of different options for Corey Close to go with in this game.
95 points, a season high for UCLA. This is just their 3rd game on their home floor. They have been to Las Vegas for neutral site games, not once but twice. The crowd letting Shania Parker hear it.
I was wondering if it was like one of those incentive things, like if you get 100 points, you get free Chick-fil-A or something. Were they just fired up because she left the Bruins? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but she reacts as she hits the other free throw. Neepkin showing off her strength. She's got 270 made threes in her career, but she is a 3-level scorer.
Yeah, Neepkins always under control. We talk about fundamentals. We mentioned in this game, 2-foot jump stop. The defender goes forward. Bench absolutely loving it.
And they still have a chance at the century mark. Neepkins completes the 3-point play.
UCLA is dangerously close to having 3 players with 20-plus points. Jaquez, we mentioned, has 29. Neepkins, that free throw gave her 19. Kiki Rice also with 19.
So Christina Karamuzzi, the 6-foot freshman out of Sweden, onto the floor for Corey Close. And the step-back jumper good from Cooper.
Cooper, really enticing player to keep our eye on throughout the season. UCLA defended her fairly well throughout this game, but she is a tough bucket.
So the substitution timeout, and look who we have here. One of the best softball players in the nation is now a dual sport athlete, Megan Grant. The first-team All-American for Kelly Inoue Perez of UCLA softball. Set the Big Ten single-season record for home runs last year. She is a bomber from the left side, 26 of them. And she got in the scoring column a couple of games ago.
She's a problem inside.
Ooh, boy, a lot of contact there. And the late whistle will send Kiki Rice to the line. And Gabriela Jaquez, by the way, she's already been a teammate with Megan Grant. She was on the softball team a couple years ago and got into the NCAA tournament as a pinch runner. So Corey Close letting Gabriella go to softball, and then Kelly Inouye Perez, the great coach of the Bruins softball team. And here is Megan Grant.
Whoa, toughness. First career bucket. We didn't get to see the team reaction there, but they were
The dance was the
fired
best part.
up. Yeah, you gotta, we don't have time to get to it. You gotta seek out the clip on Twitter. Not calling it X.
So UCLA trying to close this one out and get to the 100 mark. Bilic down low. Amanda Muse won't finish. Oh, Megan Grant thought she had it, and we have a Bruin down. Oh, you do not want to see that. Tennessee able to get a bucket on the other end. And is that Karamuzzi, who just came onto the floor, the freshman from Sweden, getting some time here. And is in some pain underneath the bucket, and that will take away a lot of the fun that the Bruins were having here late in this game. As Karamuzzi, the three-point shooter out of Stockholm, is up.
Let's take a look. Karamuzzi crashing in, number 3. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that
Man.
is.
Poor girl just subbed in. That was a lot of contact.
Oh my goodness, hope she is okay. 16 seconds to go in this one, sitting on 99, and the Bruins are going to be content with that. What a performance against this Tennessee defense. Sharing the basketball at such a high level, 25